were amazing. The last time we saw you, you knew how to shake your hips so well, and then this time it's just like you know how to work it.
We know her as a panelist of Fox's hot new competition show, The Masked Dancer. But the 35-year-old actress and glowing mom-to-be became a household name over a decade ago. Ashley Tisdale bopped to the top with the Disney Channel classic High School Musical. Her fabulous character, the iconic diva Sharpay Evans, becoming a fan favorite, even getting her own spinoff.
I hope you can watch me in the musical. Promise? Toodles!
Breaking free from her picture-perfect Disney persona, the actress took a variety of new roles, stepping into the Scary Movie franchise and starring in sitcoms like Netflix's Merry Happy Whatever. Ashley even turned behind the camera to develop series herself, producing shows like the freeform hit Young and Hungry. All grown up now, Ashley says she's learned there's beauty in imperfection. And in her latest role, she says she's having the best time ever.
You were just like flirting and enticing him. I mean, you were getting all the men into you, okay?
Bearing it all, just being herself, comfortable with the skin she's in. And she's just weeks away from giving birth to her first child. I am just honored to have her so close to the finish line join us today. Joining us from her home in Los Angeles, Ashley Tisdale. Ashley, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I just admire your resilience. You are about to give birth, and here you are still working, still keeping the grind going. How are you feeling?
I feel really good. I definitely have hit into that, like, uncomfortable zone. I'm having really bad acid reflux.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Other than that, I'm great.
And this is your first baby. What's been the best bit of advice you've received? Because we're talking about the skin you're in, and here you're about to have your first child, and so much of that mother journey is saying to your child, love yourself.
Yes. Yeah, I think the biggest advice I've gotten is just to, like, be present in every single moment. You know, there's going to be times where I'm uncomfortable and I don't feel great, or physically don't feel that I can do a lot. Like, I'm so used to, like, doing so much, and also being able to move things, and I can't really move things right now. Like, and so they're just like, you know, really be present, because this is the best time of your life, and don't let it pass you by.
And that will be great advice to pass on to your child, to be present, because it is a life lesson and a life journey. And speaking of your life journey, you know, I was thinking about this interview, and there's so many milestones. For me, when I turned 40, and then, of course, for you, soon will be motherhood. And you start to take inventory of your life, and you say to yourself, how am I supposed to feel? Can I address my insecurities? Can I beat them back? Can I become the person that I hope that I am inside? How do you describe where you are right now?
You know, I think for me, I've done a lot of self-work over the years. I actually have a blog called Frenchie, which is all about my journey in non-toxic living and really loving yourself, because that's where it all starts. You know, I've also spoken up, you know, about my mental health and anxiety that I've endured in the past, and depression. And so I've done a lot of work on myself, and I'm so glad that this time has come at this point, because I just wouldn't have been ready before.
Yeah.
But now, with everything that I've gone through, I feel, I mean, I'm never going to feel fully ready, but I feel just like more grounded in my life and with who I am. And so it's just like, it's a great kind of platform to start with.
And I agree. And I think a lot of people are looking for advice and wisdom when it comes to how you find that space. Obviously, all of our journeys are very different. Yours included something that I could never imagine, a childhood of auditions, a childhood of people, you know, really you're in front of them and they are judging you as to whether or not you should be the face or the actress that they select for that role. How did that play a part in some of the insecurities that manifest later in your life?
It's funny, because a lot of, like, I don't know where my kind of mental health struggles, like, came from. Obviously, I think just working a lot since I was 3 years old probably was mainly where it came from. I was never a super insecure person, though, which is, you know, why I think my character Sharpay was such a big role for me, because the confidence she exudes is kind of like coming from who I am.
So what we saw in Sharpay was you?
Oh yeah, like a mixture of like a bunch of people I knew, especially like my mom when I was younger. The biggest thing for her, like allowing me and my sister to be in the business, was that she never wanted her kids to feel rejection and to feel insecure, and she wanted to make sure we did have confidence. And so when we were younger, she actually told us every commercial audition we went on was the job. So I didn't know any better. I didn't know rejection when I was younger because I thought I was like literally doing the job every single time. It wasn't until I got older that I was like, wait, I saw a commercial. I was like, I thought I did that. And she was like, oh, they went with the redhead, like just made it so light. So, rejection for me in this business has never been hard because I don't take it personally. And then obviously becoming a producer and producing my own shows, like you really know how it's not personal at all.
And Ashley, I know you said of the masked dancer that this is the first time you're able to be yourself. You're not a character. Someone's not writing lines for you. This is your authentic self.
Yeah, I mean, I've never thought about judging a show in the past. Like, obviously, acting is always my number one priority. But it came at like the best time ever. Obviously, being pregnant and just with COVID, I felt the safest because we're all on this panel and we're all far apart, and I don't have to be acting with someone in my face. And I also am a huge fan of The Masked Singer, so it was like just kind of like, oh wow, this is the first time I'm going to be on TV where I'm just myself.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I just didn't know what to expect. But honestly, it is by far like the most fun I've ever had on something.
And
Like,
people are having fun watching you. I got to tell you, though, we're talking about the skin you're in and embracing. One of the biggest changes that a woman's body will experience is that of having a baby. Did you have or have you had those moments where you look into the mirror? I remember I was also 120 when I got pregnant. I mean, I turned to the side and I was like, whose body is this? Because I was 48 years old and I was like, someone stole my body. And I also remember I was like 8 months pregnant. I attempted to try on a bikini trying to be Demi Moore. And I was like, Demi no more. So, I mean, like, how did you, have you looked at your body and recognized that this transformation, and it may never go back to the body you had before?
yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm like, wow, I can't believe my body is capable of doing this. Like, it's pretty wild. Um, I mean, I think it's pretty amazing. I think that for me, the only freak out I had was that obviously for years I know how to dress myself. I know what sizes I fit in, and then to kind of not know, and obviously just every month you're growing bigger and bigger, and I'm like, what do I wear? What fits me? Like that kind of gave me a moment of being like, oh my God, like what do I do? And
Yeah.
so but I think it's just one of those things that you just like really embrace the journey. The fact that our bodies are able to do this and like I'm creating a human is like so amazing
And it's an up and down
magical.
thing. I bought stretch creams. I mean, I was like, what's the best cream in case this happens? And then, it's an up and down experience. And after the baby is there and you have the love of your life, you still, have those moments, I think, as most women, where you're like, okay, what just happened here? What do I do now? But I hear that you and your husband have a name picked out for the baby, that your husband picked it out last year.
I picked it out last
Oh,
year.
you're like, don't give him credit.
He did so as well. So, yes, I came up with something and he definitely loved it.
Uh-huh.
He came up with the middle name,
Okay.
so we're good.
I love it. Well, I can't wait to see the baby and hear the beautiful name that is a combination of the name you picked out, and your husband gets to piggyback along in there. Well, congratulations. It's great to see you smiling and thriving and having so much fun and glowing during this beautiful time in your life. Thank you, Ashley, and congratulations on the baby.